cannot escape. Therefore, we expect international community, also Mr. Kofi Annan and all envoys to act more rapidly and reach get certain results. And in Istanbul, we will be organizing, as you know, Friends of Syria meeting towards the end of this month. I shared our plans with my colleague. Netherlands is also part of this group. We will be continuing to consult in all these issues. Regarding Iran, we shared our views, and today Cathy Ashton also replied again. And tomorrow I will be seeing Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran, Salehi, in Nakhchivan. I will be seeing him. As Turkey, we have been working very hard for the restarting of these negotiations. I hope soon these negotiations will start. And this time it is important to have concentrated, intensified negotiations where a concrete result will be delivered. In short, in all these international issues, we are working very closely with Netherlands. Again, thank you very much, my dear colleague, my dear friend Yuri, to host me in Netherlands and in Rotterdam, in your town. It was a short visit, but I will never forget the excellent memories, especially during boat trip, where we had chance to see a historic port of Rotterdam. As it has been said by people of Rotterdam, the money is earned in Rotterdam, distributed or divided in Hague, and spent in Amsterdam. So it means Rotterdam is the place where the accumulation of Dutch economy and culture is there. It was a great experience. Thank you very much again.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Mr. Koulé.
Theo Koulé, newspaper De Volkskrant. I've got a question for the Turkish minister concerning the 400-year celebration. As you are aware, Mr. Wilders of the PVV party, which is supporting our government, publicly said he's not in favor of a visit by your President. Can you comment on that, please?
In fact, to be frank, there is no need to comment. Whoever listens to such a statement, I am sure will understand that this type of statements, whoever use, will be against the spirit of our historic relations and will be against the spirit of modern society. Those forces who are not or those groups who are not fitting to the modern society cannot define our bilateral relations. In our modern societies, people live together. European continent has been multicultural from the times of Roman Empire until today in modern centuries. This is a necessity. Our only advice is to this type of people is to learn more on history, to be more modern, more tolerant, more open to the world, and to prepare themselves for the future where nations, cultures will be living more and more interrelated. President Gül will be visiting Netherlands as the first envoy, Dutch envoy, visited Turkey and stayed in Turkey for 2 decades in 1612. This is the fact of the history, and this will be the reality of today and of the future.
I have a question for the Turkish minister. Can I ask it in Turkish?
Is there a translation?
There's translation. Please go ahead.
Sayın Bakanım, konuşmanızda Hollanda'daki Türk vatandaşlarının buradaki yaptığı işlere değindiniz. Hollanda hükümeti önümüzdeki dönemde çifte vatandaşlığı yasaklamak için yeni adımlar attı. Bu konuda ne düşünüyorsunuz?
Translation. Ben bunu İngilizce'de cevaplayayım isterseniz ki hani belki I think one of the main positive development in Turkish-Dutch relation is the presence of Turkish community here, and more important, the open attitude of the Dutch society to Turkish origin Dutch citizens. Dual citizenship is a great asset for both of the nations, which is promoting mutual relations as well as contribution of Turkish community to the Dutch society. After a while, I am sure after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, all of us, we will be living in a much more cosmopolitan Europe, and dual citizenship will be like a cement of this cosmopolitan Europe. If you separate European societies from each other, or if you put barriers which will be preventing mixture of these societies, that will be preventing, in fact, positive contributions. And I don't think that Dutch government, with such a modern approach and tolerant approach, will be having such an agenda. But dual citizenship is an asset for both of us.
Remzi Kabaday from Demet TV. I would like to ask questions for both ministers. I'm curious about the contribution of the Netherlands to the Turkish situation. In the case of the Syrian refugees, is the Netherlands planning some contribution for the well-being of the Syrian refugees? And what's the expectation of Turkey for the Netherlands in this case? Thank you.
Let me say that, let me reiterate what I said in my opening statement, that we are very positive, of course, about the efforts made by the Turkish government to accommodate the refugees from Syria. On the Dutch end, the Dutch government is lending support to the international organizations which are bringing as much as they can humanitarian assistance to Syria. We are doing that through UNHCR, we are doing it through OCHA, and other international organizations, as you know, and we also have lent financial support to the World Food Programme lately. We are also trying to help out Syrian opponents, opposition forces, in a number of ways, financially, also by offering our expertise to them on the road to a transitional period in Syria, which we are all longing for. And we are also helping out as much as we can the people in Syria who are active on the internet and who from occasionally, if not very frequently these days, are blocked from the internet by the regime. There are some possibilities to help them out, and we do so in whatever way we can. And of course I cannot be open about the ways we do it, but we do it. And as much as we can, and in an effective mode.
Until now, we have received around 25,000 refugees in the last 9 months from Syria. Some of them went back, some of them came back because according to the escalation of the situation. Now we have around, as I said, around 11,000, and of course every day the number is increasing. And until now, Turkey has been providing all the facilities with a national capacity. We did not request anything from UN, from any individual member of UN or any ally. We used our national budget for this. Of course, many allies, including Netherlands, they approached us that they are ready to contribute. But until now, we thought that this is our our duty to our Syrian brothers and sisters, our neighbors, and we will continue to do so and help them. But at the same time, recently we approached to UN OCHA. I have spoken in details with Madam Valerie Amos, as well as Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Of course, if the number increases and the situation escalates, we may need more cooperation, international cooperation, and I am sure that Dutch government will do its own part, as my colleague has already explained. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one question for Turkish minister. Stel deze vraag als Turks aan hem, dus excuses daarvoor. Sayın Bakanım, bugün birçok görüşmeler yaptınız, birçok konular masaya geldi. Fakat bundan kısa süre önce Hollanda Meclisi'nde özellikle bedelli askerlik konusu gündeme gelmiş ve Dışişleri Bakanlığı nezdinde Türkiye'li bu konuda bir baskı yapılması kararı alınmıştı. Bu konuda bugün gündeme gelen bir şey var mı efendim?
Hangi? Hollanda Meclisi'nde mi?
Evet, Hollanda Meclisi'nde
Bedelli askerlikle ilgili nasıl bir karar? Yok, hayır, bugün hiç bu konu gündeme gelmedi, görüşmedik. Doğrusu nasıl bir tartışma olduğunu da bilmiyorum ama
özellikle bu Hollanda'da yaşayan Türk gençlerin bedelli askerlikten muaf tutulması konusunda
yok, hayır, böyle bir konu gündeme gelmedi. Hayır.
Teşekkür ederim.
Teşekkür.
One last one. Nobody? Well, thank you very much then.
Thank you. Thank you very much.